Welcome back to another Theme Park Conductor episode. I am your host, Theme Park Conductor, and tonight we are talking all about Universal Studios Hollywood. We're talking expansion, we're talking all sorts of crazy stuff. First of all, I was at Universal. Well, let's start with this. I'm trying a new service, so that's why things might be kind of weird right now. I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using a different software. I'm trying it out. Um, Post in the comments if there's things you want me to fix, change, whatever. Just let me know. Hey Justin, what's up, sir? Good to have you on Conductor Thursday Livestream. You asked straight up. Let me show your comment here. You asked straight up, "What up, theme park conductor? It's a fun day on Monday at Universal. I had a blast." Oh, me too. Me too. I was just getting to that. It's so funny for a attraction like Fast and Furious Supercharged that was so hated online, in person, even on the East Coast with their Supercharged. And the fact that now our Supercharge is closed and there's speculation, all over the place. And that's what Conductor Thursday live streams is all about. It's basically, talking about and speculating what could be coming to these theme parks, whether it's Universal or Disneyland. And trying to, engage with you guys and see what you guys think about it. Personally, for me, with Supercharge closed, a lot of people have said, even Universal made a comment as well, saying that a new studio tour experience is going to be replacing Supercharged. I don't know. For what I think, because many of you guys that have been at Universal recently have seen that hillside project behind the Mummy. And I want to ask you guys straight off the bat, with that hillside behind the Mummy, Theme Park Wizard, shout out to him. He has said multiple times that it's going to be a utility event space. That's what the permit was for. I personally think it's going to be where the studio tour relocation is going to happen. Because let me share my screen right now with you guys, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Um, Jose, always good to have you in the live streams, brother. Hope you're having a great night. Before we get started, though, make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about the channel as well, because I do these every single week. Sometimes I go solo like tonight, and a lot of times I have special guests on the show. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. But right now we are going to share my screen here so I can show you Google Maps here. So let me do that real quick. And okay. So let me go. Okay, here's Fast and Furious. Well, Fast and Furious where it was. Um, okay. So this is a long building. So the studio tour leaves the plane crash site, drives up Psycho Pass to Steven Spielberg Drive, goes into the Nope set. That's what this is right here. Goes out of the Nope set and used to go in the Supercharged. Now all of a sudden, Supercharged is permanently closed, and no one knows what's going to happen with that building. No one knows if it's going to get demolished. No one knows if it's going to be reskinned to, some other movie property. Who knows? But the reason why I bring this up, because if you look up here where the blue tents are, you see that right there? That's where the studio tour sits right now. That's where it sits. And my theory, and this is just my theory on this, the Hogwarts Express, let's say Harry Potter did come. Okay. Let's say it did come. The Hogwarts Express would take up this whole area here. The King's Cross Station, hear me out. The King's Cross Station can take part of this, this little little bridge right here that you normally take to go down to the studio tour, and it can take from here all the way this way to the extended queue. And the extended queue I'm talking about is for Forbidden Journey. Forbidden Journey, it is the Harry Potter attraction inside the Hogwarts castle. Well, the extended queue never gets used. So basically, in a nutshell, it's pretty much abandoned and never gets used. I think all this acreage here, personally, between this and this bridge and this whole area right here would be enough space for them to build or build King's Cross Station, okay, and where these blue tents are. I'm not trying to call them tents, but roofing for the studio tour for the load area. That could be the Hogwarts Express. And if we zoom out here, and let's say we do go on the Hogwarts Express, and let's say it goes down Kurt Douglas Drive, down this way. And keep this in mind as well. The studio tram garage will be relocated as well. If the studio tour itself is being relocated to the lower lot, then the tram garage is going to be relocated as well. So let's say the I'm sorry, guys. Hogwarts Express goes down, Kurt Douglas Drive, keeps going. And instead of going right here to the former Fast and Furious supercharged building, let's say it goes down, it keeps going down Kurt Douglas Drive and keeps going down Steven Spielberg Drive, circles around to John Williams Drive, and stops right here. That would be enough time and it wouldn't feel as short. I think that could happen. I think that could happen. Um, my personal feeling about it, though, the way I see it is, if we do that, okay, if we do that, a lot of people said, well, why would you bring Diagon Alley that has already been at Orlando for over 10 years now? Why would you all of a sudden just bring Diagon Alley to Hollywood? And I said, well, here's the thing. I always felt that Hollywood, and I'm not saying, it had the space for it at the time, but, Hollywood is a very small park compared to the other Universal parks. You got Orlando, which is the resort destination. You got Singapore, you got Japan, you got Beijing. Um, and then we're gonna have, I think, opening next year, the Texas Kids Resort. You also got, you know, Universal in the UK that's building a resort theme park that's supposed to be basically like Orlando. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I want to pull up some of the chats here, so let's pull them up and let's discuss it. Jose, you said I would love that to happen, but I do see a problem with that. Okay, let's see. You said the main issue would be is there only one way to get to the new land by train, unless they build a walking path. Yeah, but yeah, I could see that dilemma. I could see that dilemma. I just don't think people would want to walk though. It's a far walk, believe me. Walking to that H lot, Jose, I don't know if you've ever done it through Harry Potter to go to the H lot for HHN. It's a hoof, and that's only halfway to where this new Harry Potter land would go if it came to Hollywood. That'd be a lot of walking, and I know walking is not pleasant most of the time. So I do agree with your issue. So I don't know how they would do that. maybe. You also said because if the train is down or in maintenance, that would mean no one would be able to get to the land without a walking path. Interesting. So yeah, that actually makes sense, Jose. That actually does make sense. Now, what I could see happen, and you know, the walking path, I get that. What if they used as a backup the oh my god, I'm drawing a blank, guys. The studio tour trams to bring people down there. I know that sounds cheesy, but you know, that's the way I'm looking at it. That's an idea. But just to let you guys know where I'm at with this, where I was talking before. So you got, I'm sorry guys, you got right here. This is Harry Potter right here. Okay, this is the Fly of the Hippogriff, little mini roller coaster, or kiddie coaster, basically. You got the big wooden gates right here. That is at the end of the land where Filters Emporium is, which is the gift shop you enter after exiting Forbidden Journey, which is in the castle, this massive show building. So usually for HHN for the H lot, you got this gate right here that they have wide open, and you walk from this path here, going backstage down Tony Curtis Drive, down, keep going down Tony Curtis to where it meets Kurt Douglas Drive, and this area right here, which is slated to be for the second hotel rumored to come to Universal Studios Hollywood. Again, it has not been confirmed by Universal yet, but everyone else has pretty much confirmed that at this point. Universal kind of likes building stuff, and then they um, and then they announce it later on. So that's what I'm thinking. But this is only halfway, and that's a lot of walking. I have to say, and you're not even close to the area where you would need to enter the new Harry Potter land, because you would still have to walk down Kurt Douglas Drive, keep walking to about right here. That's a lot of walking. That's like 2 or 3 miles, and I get it. I 100% get it. So, I'm not too sure what they're gonna do if they do bring that attraction. He said the only way to attract people for the walking path would be a themed restroom, a snack store, 2 interactive ones, experiences that would attract people. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that aspect, and if we look, you got plenty of room to a point, but see, how would you enter that? That's what I'm trying to get at. Because if you look at it, okay, Kurt Douglas Drive, and you're walking down Kurt Douglas Drive, mind you, these roads are gonna have the train tracks in them. So I'm trying to figure out how you would, you know, how you would, oh my god, I'm drawing a blank, guys, I'm sorry. How you would walk down there unless they decide to carve into this hillside and make a walking path that goes around the tracks for the Hogwarts Express and keeps walking all the way down. You know, the walking down there is not as bad. Walking back up is a pain in the butt. That's why I said if the Hogwarts Express, let's say they do this whole Harry Potter expansion, if the Hogwarts Express is down, they can always use the studio tour trams to escort guests to this area. That's what I'm thinking they might do. Now, again, that's totally hypothetical, but on your point, Jose, if you look at the new Harry Potter land going in the Epic Universe, they do have pop up shops and like the pop up little food stands, kind of like what we have in Hogwarts right now with the Harry Potter or the wand cart where you could buy your wands and see the wands on display that you could buy. They have the butterbeer carts. They have I think one other cart that I'm not thinking of that you can buy merch and stuff off of. So that's entirely possible. But the one thing I was looking at was it was kind of like a one experience based off the video games they could put in that walking path if that's what they were planning on doing. Um, again, it's hypothetical if Harry Potter is going to get expanded at this part. I think it should get expanded, and I think this Falls Lake area would be perfect. Um, Whether they bring a Diagon Alley or they bring or the new land, but don't base it off Fantastic Beasts. Base it off the original Harry Potter series. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I'm looking at it in general. And just because Diagon Alley would come here, if it does not mean it has to be an exact carbon copy of the one in Orlando. I am not saying that. I am not saying that. There's so many different ways they can customize it. So I don't feel that bringing a Harry Potter expansion would be the end of the world. Because if you really think about it, someone posted on X a while ago that the Simpsons land. There were rumors just a few weeks ago on X and other social media platforms stating that Universal has plans, not confirmed, has plans to start dismantling the Simpsons land, but by the start of next year, maybe even by the end of this year, who knows? What they would put there, they could put Dark Universe, because if you think about it, again, this Kurt Douglas Drive would not exist anymore. Okay. They have a lot of room to move here because they got the Simpsons land here. They got all this land behind it. They could build a Dark Universe right here. A West Coast edition, obviously, not a carbon copy, but they could do that. Because when I talk about the King's Cross station, you got enough room in this grassy area, including this area right here, to build the King's Cross station. It does not have to take over the Simpsons footprint. It does not. So, you got all this land back here. I can't see why if they do decide to put Dark Universe right here, why they couldn't do that. You got enough land. It's big enough. I haven't done like the exact mapping of it, but I can tell you straight on that I just by looking at it, it looks big enough to me. So we'll just have to wait and see. Jose, you said I would love the land to come here, but we should get a different ride. Are you talking about Diagon Alley? Is that what you're talking about? A different ride? Because I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. If you're talking about Diagon Alley. Now, if you're talking about the new land, Fantastic Beast, I'm sorry to say, was not a popular spin-off movie series of the Harry Potter franchise. Um, I kind of feel that they should just make it London theme, kind of like what they did with Diagon Alley to a point, but just make it all London theme and have the same ride that they do for Orlando and bring it out here. That is what I'm talking about. But if you're talking about Diagon Alley, I 100% agree with you. Now, Diagon Alley kinda, like the Green Gots attraction is kinda like a roller coaster to a small extent, but it also has screens and it has, I think some figures. So it's almost like Forbidden Journey, but it's a roller coaster. So almost like Cosmic Rewind, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit. Um, I don't know what else they can turn that into. I don't know what other type of attraction they can turn the Green Gods attraction into. Because I would not want it to be like Transformers where it's screen, 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 and having to wear 3D glasses. That would be absolutely annoying. I know Universal's trying to get away from that. So, I don't know what they could do. Now, let me ask you guys in the chat and everyone watching this on X and on YouTube. Would you guys be opposed if they brought a Harry Potter expansion, bringing also Hagrid's motorbike adventure? Would you guys be opposed to that? Yes or no? Post in the comments because I'm really curious what you guys think about that. And then we got some news, and I will share this right now. Actually, let me see if I could find it. Oh no. Okay, Universal Apex posted it. Yeah, he was talking about the Diagon Alley expansion as well, the Hogwarts Express. I think it's more than possible. Trying to find where he posted. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me show you guys this real quick. So he's currently looking at right now that the mill or well, I could show you better on the map, but okay. Let me show you guys on the map so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. Okay. So right here, this is the mill building right here. This is for the studios, okay? The studios use this building to build uh practical sets for the movies that they're producing, directing, and filming. Well, just recently, on the studio tour next to Earthquake, and let me see if I can find that real quick for you guys. This is it right here. Okay. They had a on Denver Street, they had part of a western town, and they just recently demolished this entire area right here. It's all behind construction walls, and it all got demolished and removed. Well, by doing that, someone said online, I forgot who it was, stating that the mill could go in this area. And the reason why this is important, the reason why this is important is if we go back to this area here, let me zoom out. Okay. If I go back to this area here, you got the mill right here, you got the studio post, and this building right here, which is a soundstage 14, which they've shot many different movies in that soundstage, whether it was Jurassic Park, Apollo 13, many famous movies have shot in that soundstage 14. Why is this important? Because the studio post, from what I understand, from what I heard, the studio post is completely cleaned out. They don't even use that building anymore. They actually relocated the studio post and most of the facilities for the studios in this general area to this location right here. And this is the Universal Creative Campus. And why is this important? Because this is part of Universal's evolution plan that we saw all those years ago online. And by doing this, now we got a bigger picture on oh, sorry guys. Now we got a bigger picture on what's going on here. So let's say hypothetically they move the mill, which is this building right here, this tan looking building. They demolish this, the studio post, they get rid of that, they get rid of soundstage 14. That clears up this entire area right here because this kitchen, what is this called? Um, is called base camp kitchen. Well, that's not going to stay there that much longer. You got the bungalows right here. I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think it is. But these four spots right here, base camp, the mill, studio post, soundstage 14, and you got these buildings right here. That leaves a another humongous spot for theme park expansion alongside Falls Lake and Fast and Furious Supercharged, possibly the Nope set, the studio tour, being relocated behind the Mummy, which is an old picture because Google Maps takes forever to upload their current images. But this whole hillside's pretty much ripped apart. It's dirt, basically. And that's what I was talking about early on in the video when we first started, that Wizard has been posting permits one after another. I call him the GOAT when it comes to permits, especially for the theme parks. He's on top of that. And he has repeatedly called this a utility event space. Um, and then just up to recently, he started saying this could possibly be for the studio relocation project. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I personally think that is exactly what's going to happen. Um, what I think is going to happen, the studio tour is going to come in this area right here, and it's going to go down probably Avenue. I think that's called Avenue One. It's going to go down Avenue One to James Stewart Avenue and start heading this way. The reason also I say Kurt Douglas Drive is not going to be used for at least the studio tour, as far as I know, is because of this roller coaster. The roller coaster is too close to the fire road. And the last thing people on the studio tour need, the trans passing by, is God forsake someone brought something onto the coaster that didn't get picked up by the metal detectors and winds up flying out of someone's pocket and hits someone. That could be really bad. So, as far as I know, that's why the studio tour is going to be relocated in that area, and this Kurt Douglas Drive is going to go away completely. Um, good to see you, Jackson. How you doing today? Thank you for joining tonight's live stream. And again, I just want to reiterate to everybody, if you haven't smashed that like button, definitely smash that like button for me and for all of you, because it helps all of us out. It helps me out. And subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your family. If they like Universal, they like Universal updates. They like talking speculation without any judgment whatsoever. Definitely subscribe to the channel, because I do this every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I am on the West Coast in California. So any of my Midwest, East Coast, up north, down south people, or even out of the country that loves watching the show, definitely subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss any theme park conductor updates and news. You can also find me on my socials, which is YouTube, Instagram, and Bluesky at Theme Park Conductor. And you can also find me on X at Theme Conductor as well. The stream's doing well, Jackson. I'm trying a new platform. I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using some completely different. So not too bad so far. Not too bad. Um, you know, I want to ask you guys something. Something that I've said numerous times here. We look at Super Nintendo World here. We got Soundstage 12, then we got 7 through 11 right here. Do any of you guys think that basically we got ripped off here in Hollywood with Super Nintendo World? How many of you guys feel that? How many of you guys feel like we're the test dummy for the version of Super Nintendo World that we got? I understand we are a small theme park, but I kind of feel that if Panda Express, the Studio Cafe, and this gift shop with restrooms and all that was not there, I kind of feel like we wouldn't have gotten the full version of Super Nintendo World, and we didn't. So that's kind of upsetting to me and many other people as well. Um, Jackson, you said crazy how far Hollywood Drift construction has come since the satellite image. Oh, absolutely. But then again, it could be better because Google Maps takes forever to update their maps, and it drives me absolutely ludicrous. Get it? Ludicrous. Um, but yeah, it's I kind of feel we got ripped off. Now, I've said this multiple times as well. I don't know how you guys all feel about it. I know a lot of people have said and will continue to say it that we should get well, I've heard both sides. I've heard we should get the Donkey Kong expansion, but then I've heard the other side where saying we shouldn't get it, we should get something else. It's like, well, what do you what do you bring to Hollywood? What do you bring to Hollywood? Pokemon, yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure Pokemon would be great, but I kind of feel Pokemon is I don't know. I feel like Pokemon would be like a Japan exclusive for that theme park. I don't know if it's something where Hollywood, as short space as it is, should get something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Um, so let me explain to you guys if many of you haven't watched my recent Conductor Thursday live streams where I've talked about it as well. Um, I said if we got a Donkey Kong expansion, let's say we did, hypothetically, there are ways we can customize ours. Because they even said it when they mapped it out way early on when they were building Super Nintendo World. They said that they mapped out what Donkey Kong would be because they were basing it off the Osaka, Japan version. And then they kind of mapped it out for Epic Universe, and then they looked at ours. They said out of the three or out of the two Donkey Kong confirmed lands that were coming to Universal Resorts, they said ours, if we got it here in Hollywood, would be the biggest out of the three because they would utilize 7, which is way up here, all the way through 12, which is way down here. And if you look at it from a bigger standpoint, seven's way in the hell up here and 12's way down here. So that would be a humongous, and I mean a humongous land, and all these sound stages would be utilized as well. For the backstage area and whatnot. And I said, well, why would we have to carbon copy the Donkey Kong expansion? We can have a bigger coaster, which means ours can go a lot faster, have more themed elements, more animatronics. We can have more exclusive mini games. We can have more character meet and greets that are exclusive to Hollywood. We can even have a Toadstool type themed King Kong, or not King Kong, I'm so sorry, Donkey Kong themed restaurant, just like Toadstool in our version, which the other 2 lands don't have. They have, like, little, food stands like a Yoshi Island snack stand. If we had the full-blown, Donkey Kong restaurant that's immersive just like Toadstool, that would be freaking amazing. I don't see the problem with that. Or we can have a indoor dark ride, which would be kind of like the ride system that they have at Universal Beijing with the Jurassic World Adventure ride. And if any of you seen that attraction, it's freaking nuts because you got these, 200-foot, well, it seems like 200-foot big animatronics, Dominus Rex and the T-Rex, especially the Dominus Rex is chasing you through the entire ride, and we're talking a full-scale version of that animatronics, so it makes me wonder why they couldn't do that here, with Donkey Kong, not obviously have a animatronic that big, but have animatronics chasing you and you're trying to weave through a jungle or something like that, or, you're getting shot through a barrel. They can have an indoor dark ride just like that. But if they wanna have the roller coaster, we would have the biggest footprint to have a bigger version of that coaster, and ours could go a lot faster. Like I said, could have more themed elements. Um, it can have a lot more to it than the other 2 lands have. Whether they would do that, I don't know. We would have to wait and see. Jose, you said, "I love the land, but way too small. I wish we had a Yoshi ride or at least a different ride, maybe a Toad ride." Okay, so I wanna clear the air about that because I 100% agree with you, Jose. I kinda feel like if we got the full scale version, we shouldn't have had the Yoshi attraction, regardless if it's an Omni Mover or whatever it was, which it was an Omni Mover. Regardless if it was a kids attraction or if people considered it a kids attraction, it was another attraction for a people eater, and that's what this theme park lacks because it's so small. But with the 7 billion, I think it was $7 billion investment that Mark Woodbury came out and said in that New York, Post article, um, Hollywood is getting a multi-billion dollar budget for theme park expansion. And it's not just to get ready for the Olympics, it's for beyond that as well. And I'm sure the price has increased. And we're already seeing movement. The reason why I say we're already seeing movement, prime example, just the other day, Fast and Furious Supercharged closed. I'm sure Jupiter's Claim is on its way out one of these days. They're prepping this hillside behind the Mummy for eventually the studio tour to be relocated to that area. They wouldn't be doing that if they weren't ready to uh, expand the theme park. And here's another clue that many of my colleagues, many of my YouTube friends, like Mondo from Five Fires, Ethan from Theme Park Wizard, Dylan from Theme Park Obsession, and many others have clearly stated that if we're getting 2 massive 500-room hotels, one's supposed to be going into, the Woody Woodpecker parking lot, which is right in front of the security where it sits today. The other one, is supposed to be going in that H lot and be kinda where the iFly location once was and now is gone. Um, they wouldn't be building those things if they weren't ready to expand the theme park. And it makes me wonder what IPs would be coming. Mark Woodbury also made a comment saying that he could see a Wicked Land being a possible, you know, or at least introducing Wicked into the theme park. So that's a possibility as well. Well, it's just who knows? Who knows? Jackson, you said maybe Zelda. It's possible. I wouldn't mind that. You also said, but I don't know if I want Universal Studios Hollywood to become a glorified Nintendo park. That is true. Okay, so let me answer that real quick before we go to the other two comments. Um, Mummy has been on the chopping block for years now, and it's been talked about almost to being a dead horse in a way. And people have said that the Mummy is going away. Um, and if the Mummy goes away, and let's say they keep that building, but let's say they don't. Let's say they level that building to the ground and they build something in that spot. And you could clearly see right here, you can see how big that is. Um, they could build that Jurassic World adventure into that spot. Into that spot. I I would have no problem whatsoever having Jurassic World expand into this area and Super Nintendo World expanding in this area and possibly in this area where we just talked about not too long ago. All three of these buildings, including these buildings here, which has like 8 sound stages in them, um, between all four buildings here. Um, that could be Dark Universe, that could be, Zelda, or not Zelda, that could be a Wicked Land, that could be a How You Train Your Dragon Land, that could be all it it could be anything at this point. It you know, it could be anything. So I get it. I get it. Obviously Nintendo is pretty huge. It's pretty huge. And I don't see anyone hating Nintendo that much. So we'll have to wait and see. But uh Earl, thank you for joining tonight's live stream. You said Yoshi Ride is basically our Secret Life of Pets. So that's why they decided not to replicate it. I, believe me, I get that, Earl. I really do. But if you want to increase capacity, I don't think a second Omni Mover attraction would have been that bad. I don't think it would have. Again, we want to increase capacity in this park, and if that means adding a second ride that would have this exact same ride system, I'm not opposed to that, because that would allow the theme park to allow more guests into the theme park. So you know, it's a catch 22. I get it, but on the other hand, we want this park to expand. We don't want to have less and less rides, regardless on the size of the theme park. Jose, you said yes, I agree. It would have been another ride. It would be multiple options to do on a land. Yes, absolutely agree with that. Tommy Toon World, great friend of the channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Conductor Thursday. I appreciate it, Tommy. Always great to see you, brother. Um, and then as well, yes, me and Tommy talk about expansions all the time. It's funny story, everybody. I actually met Tommy Toon World um when the first grand opening weekend of Super Nintendo World. I met him. It's so funny. I was staying at the Universal Hilton Hotel there, right across the way from the front entrance. And I ran into Tommy because we were all gathered outside the main gates. We They had security open way early, and I'm talking like I think it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we got into the area were the main gates before you scan in and go into the theme park. And that's where I ran into Tommy, and he's been a great friend ever since. I highly encourage everybody watching this live stream, whether you're on X or you're on YouTube watching this, to definitely go check out his channel. He has a lot of amazing content, whether it's food reviews, Disneyland visits that he's done, Universal visits. Um, he does a lot of UFC stuff in Vegas, so definitely check him out. Um, he's a great friend of the channel, great friend. Um, but with everything going on with Universal's future, I can't see why we can't get a Harry Potter expansion. I can't see why we can't get a Dark Universe expansion, a Super Nintendo World expansion, a Jurassic World expansion. Why, it makes me wonder. And then with the hotel project happening, it also makes me wonder too when they are going to start that process, because the hotel project, as we look at it, so the hotel project, and I've brought it up in many of my other different live streams I've done on Conductor Thursday, from what the mapping shows. And just keep this in mind, both hotels are going to be 500 rooms, I think like 11 stories high, I think. But it's gonna go from this tail end over here all the way down, gobbling up this current security area, all the way down to this area right here. And, you know, with that happening, one of the things I have to say without a doubt is I'm really hoping to God, and I mean hoping to God, that when they close this off, because they are going to close it off once they start hotel construction, because the globe, again, courtesy of Theme Park Wizard, the globe is, according to him, supposed to be moved up 20 feet towards the front gate. The security that you see right here with these white roofs is supposed to be removed because it's going to be consumed by the hotel. Um, and then in this general area right here, this big area right here, this is one out of the three security hubs that are currently being built for, to enclose not only City Walk but the theme park as well. And the purpose of that is to make City Walk and the theme park a lot safer. That way, when you get out of your car, your vehicle, if you bring in something that security doesn't want you to bring, you don't have to trek a mile and a half back to your car. You're close to your car. You could put it right back in your car. And by doing this, it encloses City Walk. That way, a lot of nighttime entertainment could be coming back to Universal Studios Hollywood, and especially City Walk with what they've had in the past. They had a show, I think it was a dinner theater show called Wizards. They had a nightclub or multiple nightclubs, I think. They also had, I'm trying to think, bars. They had, I forgot what they had, but they had a lot of nightlife going on. And because of the security issues they've had, because Universal Hollywood, or at least the City Walk, is not in a security bubble, so you can go and park and bring stuff in, and they had issues with that, with drugs and weapons, and that's why they're doing the security hub uh, build construction. That way they can enclose City Walk. That way they can stop those people from bringing those items into City Walk and then possibly the theme park. So that's why they're constructing the security hubs. So with that in mind, like I said earlier, Universal would not be building two massive hotels if they weren't ready and they weren't considering expanding the theme park. And I've said it time and time again that Comcast, which is Universal Comcast, I think they're still in talks with sorry guys, with buying Warner Brothers out. And if they buy Warner Brothers out, that would help Universal move a lot of production to the Warner Brothers studio, which is literally right across the street. And that could mean even more theme park expansion as well in the next 5 to 10, 15 years. So, I want to ask you guys in the chat, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's possible? What lands would you like to see come? What attractions would you like to see come to the theme park? Post in the comments. Post in the comments. Jose, you said what I've heard about the hotel in front of the park is that it hasn't started because they need to finish the security area before they can start. Yes, you're absolutely correct. And the security hub, that's getting built right now, which is um right here. And I can actually pull up a video because I well, not a video, but I can pull it up on my profile because I took a picture of it. So let me pull that up for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about here, because I took a picture of it when I was there the other day. Let me see. Give me 1 second, guys, and I will find it for you because I was this there on Monday for the last day of Supercharged, and I know I took a picture of it, or thought I took a picture of it. Let's see, let's see. You know what? Actually, I'll go to a friend's X page and I'll find it there. because I know Mondo did it. So let me see. Uh, I know he took a picture of it, or at least I thought he took a. I thought someone took a picture, and I'm trying to remember who that was because it brings up a valid point to what I'm talking about here. Trying to find it. Bear with me, guys, just for a minute while I try to find it. God, he posted a lot. Okay, weird. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. If not, I'll try to pull it up on mine. Man, did no one take a picture of it? Okay, you know what? I know who has it. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna try one more spot. Let me see, because Universal High usually posts it. So let me do that because he should have it pretty close. Uh, Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I know he posted it somewhere. Okay, here we go. So in this lot, I'm trying to find a better viewpoint of that though, because he had a better video or clip of it. So I just gotta find it real quick. Just gotta go down a little bit. Oh lordy, 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 lord. Just gotta find it. Gotta find it. Man, guess it's hard to find all of a sudden. That's kind of, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna pull it up on my YouTube video. Let me just mute the sound because I don't want it to interfere on what's going on here. I just gotta find it. So I want to show you guys this as well. Um, this was when I was there on Monday for Fast and Furious. That's that hillside project. The reason I jumped back to this for a minute, I wanted you guys to see this as of Monday. This is what it's looking like currently. This is where supposedly I talked about where the studio tour is going to wind up going eventually. And if my calculations are correct, they're going to have the studio tour here. I don't know if they'll put the tram garage here. I can imagine they would. And this Avenue 1, which is this road right here, that's where the studio tour would wind up going down to go down Kurt Douglas Drive that way. But these four massive buildings here would be demolished for theme park expansion. You got that one soundstage back there that I was talking about, the studio post, which is no longer being used at this point, from what I understand, and the mill, which is supposedly rumored to be relocated next to Earthquake, which is a tram studio tour tram experience. The mill would be built right next to that, where they just demolished the old western town. But this is that hillside project I was talking about, and it looks like they're moving very quickly on it. And this is just another angle on it that I took, and they are flattening it out in sections, so it is coming along. The rain has not helped though, but California needs rain. We're always in a drought, it seems like. But they're trying to move as fast as they can, and I want to commend the workers on Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. We've all seen them working during the rain, which is absolutely incredible. Shout out to them. But this is the hillside project. They still got a lot of hillside to uh you know get rid of, but it's a work in progress for sure. Let's see if I can try to find. Bear with me. Bear with me just a second. Trying to find if I can. Trying to find. Trying to find. I guess it's not. Um, Trying to find. I can't find it. That's lovely. Hold on one second, guys, because I'm gonna try to. I can't really see my what you call it right now, which is weird. And if not, then I give up. Okay. Well, I don't see it at the moment, but oh well. Basically, the point I was trying to get across is, you know, answering Jose's question. They are working on the project. You know what? Let me see if I can find, because I think, who was it? Five Fires was there because he's always checking up on it. I thought I had it on my video, but apparently not. So let me pull this up. Give me a second because I gotta make sure the volume's off because I don't want to be copywritten for this. So let me pull it up right now. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about right now. This was the other day. Um, this is that this is that security hub. I'm trying to see if I can. Is that little? My name is seems to be in the way here. So let me see if I can remove that real quick. Uh, okay, I removed it just for a second. Okay, just so we can see what the heck's going on here. Okay, all right, here we go. So this is one of three security hubs that are happening right now. Um, this is the one that's in the Woody Woodpecker parking lot to the very far end that I showed you guys on the map. The other one's going where the oh my god, the former iFly location's at or was at. Now it's completely gone. There's really no remnants of it anymore. They just got done filling the hole that they had to dig to get all the conduit and concrete out of there. So they just filled that in just a couple days ago. So that's going to be the second security hub. The third security hub supposedly is supposed to be at the Frankenstein parking garage. So it's going to be very interesting. But to bounce back on Jose's comment, I could see this done by the time FanFest happens. So we'll just have to wait and see if that's what the case is. I'm hoping it's the case. I'm hoping that they complete this, and I can't see why it wouldn't. I to be honest with you, and this is what drives me nuts about Disney. They love going through that stupid red tape, and it drives me freaking nuts. How long have they been talking about the Avengers e-ticket attraction since 2019 at D23? And now they're just starting to move dirt on it. The attraction, the ride, or the attraction itself has changed multiple times of what it originally concept art was for it. And Josh Tomorrow back in September of last year said at D23, "Yep, we're moving dirt on all these projects." But just up to a few weeks ago, they just started moving dirt behind the Avengers campus, the Avengers show building where they do shows for the Avengers for guests, and where they have the red car trolley garage or shed, which is probably going to be demolished here at any point if it hasn't been already, because they got rid of the red car trolley for this expansion. And what cracks me up is since 2019, Universal on the other hand, I think since 2019, maybe even longer, um, they were already starting to build Epic Universe at the time. Um, and they built it so fast, it's insane. So that's why I feel with Hollywood, building 2 massive on-site hotels should not take as long as we think it's gonna take. I think once they start construction, it's gonna move really fast, really rapid, really crazy. And the reason I stopped the video on Five Fire's, video of his recent trip to Universal Studios Hollywood was it looks like for the Line Friend Square, which used to be the, former Fossil location, it looks like they added these steel beams, and those panels that you see that they're putting up is basically like an LED screen. And we've all seen that online and at the recent tech shows where they put these electronic panels together on like a blank wall, like the wall behind me that you guys can clearly see. If I had nothing there, like my bed, dresser, all this stuff, and if I had a rack system like you guys see here with the steel, and I mount that on my wall and I started putting these panels, it's basically like a giant TV screen. That's what they're putting here. So that's probably going to be the signage for this store. I can imagine with the commercials and I don't know, only time will tell, but, you know, and then nothing has happened for Billabong yet or Popcornopolis, those 2 spots. What that's gonna be, who in the hell knows at that point. So, I have no doubt in my mind what's so frickin' ever that we're 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 gonna be going fast once projects start. And Jose, you said, well, I was told a couple weeks ago that Universal Studios wants to finish one of the 3 security areas to test it during FanFest. Well, see, then there you go. They want to finish the one they're currently working on, which is the one in the Woody Woodpecker parking lot for FanFest. Now, this is what I was told by a security guard, and I'm not talking, like a LA County sheriff. I'm talking the third party security they use at Universal Studios Hollywood, the ones in the white shirt. I was told by one of them, I can't even remember his name, but even if I did, I would never say who it was. So I don't want to get this gentleman into trouble. But I was told that the reason they're digging in that area that we just saw in Mondo's video at the very beginning was because them and the LA County Sheriff's Department share the same security office and it's very tiny. And um the reason they're digging in that area is to build the LA County Sheriff's office an actual their own actual building for their own actual, offices on site. That's what I was told. Now, how true that is, I don't know. I still believe it's a security hub for us to enter into City Walk and to Universal Studios Hollywood. Because once they build these security hubs, which there's gonna be 3 of them, they're gonna enclose any gaps they have in City Walk. That way, once we enter security through one of those 3 hubs, we can walk right into Universal Studios Hollywood and not worry about going through the security again. That's the whole point of creating 3 massive hubs that surround City Walk and the front entrance to Universal Studios Hollywood. Chris West, always great to have you on the show. You said I've been to the Friends line store in New York. Oh, you have? What's that like? Is it like a Hello Kitty store or what are we looking at? because I'm kind of curious. If you can post in the comments, Chris, I'm really curious what that is. Um, Chris, you also said I saw San Francisco is opening an official Nintendo store on March 15th. Do you think LA is next? I think it's more impossible that that Tilly's location is going to be the Super Nintendo World Store. With the concept art that we saw way back when, with where the fossil, if you look at the fossil building, or I'm sorry, the Tilly's building, if you look at it from City Walk, standing from a distance, you can see how they built the concept for the warp pipe as the entrance, like a big giant tall green warp pipe, and you walk through it, and they even showed pictures of what it would look like inside. I can't see why Tilly's would survive much longer, um, and that become the Super Nintendo World Store, and the feature presentation store that currently holds the Super Nintendo World Store in City Walk would close, and that would be something else. What? I have no idea. I don't know on that, but it's possible. Earl, you said that building is built already on the other side of the ET parking structure. See, that's what I thought too. That's exactly what I thought. So I'm kind of unsure why he told me that. So I kind of just went with the program and just said, "Oh, okay. I guess that's what's happening." I had a feeling that's what it was. So, yeah, that's weird. He told me that. Maybe he wasn't supposed to tell me what was actually going there. Earls, you said it's a complete sheriff station. Yeah, that's what I thought. Um, Chris, you said BTS banned character merch. Okay. Well, what I'm getting at, Chris, is it like a Hello Kitty store in the way of like the merch, the immersion, just all that? Is that what we're looking at? Because it almost seems like it is from what I understand. Um, I know you said BTS, but that's what it seems like to me. But I want to ask you guys with and I'm going to continue to play Mondo's video while we're talking about it. And again, I cannot play the sound because I don't want to be copyright, but I'm going to play the sound for you guys, or I'm going to play the video for you guys. I want to ask you on everything I talked about tonight with expansion, a possible Harry Potter expansion with that Hogwarts Express. Do you guys think that's a good idea, or yes or no? Do you guys think Super Nintendo World expansion should happen? What should it be? Should it be a Donkey Kong expansion? And if it is a Donkey Kong expansion, like I said, I would totally customize it because they've already mapped it out to where it's already mapped out to the way that it shows basically that it's going to be the superior version out of the other two, which is one um Osaka, Japan, and the other one, which is currently going to open with Epic Universe in a couple months here, I think like 2 months or 3 months. Ours would be the superior version, and ours doesn't have to be an exact carbon copy. What do you guys think about that? Or do you think it should be another Nintendo property? Who knows? What do you guys think about a Dark Universe coming to the Simpsons land? I think it's more impossible because we looked on the map, Google Maps early on, and we saw that there's a lot of free space behind where the Simpsons show building currently sits. Could they do it? I don't know. Possible. And what do you guys think about Jurassic World Adventure that's currently in Universal Beijing? Do you think that could take over the Mummy location, whether they decide to save the building or they decide to demolish it and rebuild it as Jurassic World expansion? What do you guys think with all this? Post in the comments. I really want to hear what you guys feel about that because everyone's opinion matters. I want to make that very clear. When I do these Conductor Thursday live streams, I never take any idea that anybody has as a bad idea, because this is just pure speculation. There is no confirmation to this whatsoever. Um, this is just pure speculation. That's why I created Conductor Thursday live streams on my channel, because I love talking about theme park expansion. I love talking about speculation. I love coming up with ideas what we could put here, put there, do this, do that, change this, change that. I love doing that. It's something I like doing. I don't like I don't like when people in general, I'm not naming names, but people in general, they'll post online on social media, they'll post on someone's live stream, or they'll post on someone's video and immediately get attacked by other people, or anything like that. Say, oh, that's never gonna happen. Oh, that I'm not like that. I like to keep an open mind and let everyone have a voice, everyone have an opinion, and everyone's entitled to that. That's the way I run my Conductor Thursday live streams. Even with my guests, my guests say that I allow my guests to. Um, okay, thanks, Chris, for the picture on Instagram. I just saw it. Um, I like my guests to voice their opinion on what they think could be coming to the theme park, especially Universal and Disneyland. Um, but other theme parks, and I like talking about it. I don't like just personally attacking someone because they come up with an idea. I don't like that. That's not how I run my channel. Now, if other content creators want to do that, other influencers, that's their prerogative. I don't operate that way. That's why I kind of feel that, you know, I've gone as far as I've gone with, how many subscribers I have, how many I have of you following me on Instagram and X and Bluesky and on my YouTube channel. And the support is just so awesome. It's so amazing. Um, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just want to make that very clear. And when you guys watch Conductor Thursday live stream, nobody has a bad idea because it's all speculation. There is no concrete evidence to anything like that. It's all speculation. I do not sit there and attack people. That is not what I do. And I will never do that to anybody. So we'll just have to wait and see. Jose. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read your first comment. I was talking. You said, yes, I think we should expand the Harry Potter land, Jurassic Land, and Nintendo Land. I think so. I can't see why not. Harry Potter to this day is still relevant. Um, if you ask anybody that likes Harry Potter, and you ask them, well, do you like Harry Potter or you like Fantastic Beasts? 9 out of 10 times they're going to tell you they like Harry Potter a hell of a lot better than Fantastic Beasts. The first Fantastic Beasts movie was great. The ones following after that kind of just took a nosedive for me, so I had no interest. Jose, you said they should also expand the Minions Land in the French Street, and instead of Minions Land, call it Illumination Land. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. That'd be awesome. I can't see why they wouldn't do that. Jose, you also said yes, same here. That's why I love to come on your lives. So we can all talk about ideas and hear other people's opinion about what they would want to come or we think is coming. Jose, I shout out to you. Shout out to you. You I wish I wish to God many other content creators, and there are some content creators, not Mondo per se, but other content creators which I will not name. Um, they do a live stream, they do a video, or they post a post on social media, and because someone has an idea or a comment or a suggestion or something, they automatically get attacked by one of their followers, or them personally attack that person, which is not right. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, whether it's right or wrong, because, the way I see it is, you know, we as content creators, especially content creators that cover the theme parks, we love doing this. This is a passion for us. We love to do it. You know, I don't know if many of you know, but I work at Costco as a forklift driver in the AM shifts. So having this YouTube channel, going to Universal or going to Disneyland, filming these updates, doing my Conductor Thursday live streams every Thursday, um, it's an enjoyment for me because I love interacting with my community. I love interacting with my subscribers and my followers. I love posting and uploading videos, whether I'm right or wrong, or I suggest something, or I say something like, "Oh, we should get a Donkey Kong Land, or we should get a Harry Potter expansion," and I get attacked. I don't care. That I don't run my channel, based off other people. I run my channel the way I wanna run my channel. That's why I started it. My name is on this channel. There is no other content creator that runs my channel besides myself. So I love doing this for you guys. This is for you guys and you guys alone. And now if other content creators wanna be part of it, that's why I have them on the show. That's why when they, whoever it might be, expresses, their suggestions, ideas, and comments, I go along with the program because I love to hear everyone's opinion on what could be coming to these theme parks, what experiences we can see, what new shows, entertainment, food items, merch, so on and so on can be coming to the theme parks. Because you have to imagine many of you out there that have kids or going to be having kids, these expansions are not only for us in the current time, but they're here to stay for your kids and maybe their kids. So, talking about this now is just a very exciting time. And I've said it time and time again. This is a great time to be a theme park fan. And I think everybody in this live stream tonight would agree with that. It is a great time to be a theme park fan. It's a great time to be talking about expansion, whether it's at Universal Studios Hollywood, whether it's at the Disneyland Resort, whether it's at SeaWorld in San Diego, or even the Florida parks with Walt Disney World, with Universal Orlando, SeaWorld Orlando, or even the international parks. It's always a great, fun time to speculate and talk about it. And I don't get why people in general love to sit there and just, you know, be so rude to um many of us. Um so it's something that I share with you guys. It's something that I've personally had to deal with myself. And I don't like dealing with it, but I do it because regardless if I'm right or wrong on something, I think we all have the opinion to put our suggestion, our comments online without getting personally attacked. That's what I think should happen. Um, Chris, you said especially since Harry Potter is getting a new Max show and another Hogwarts Legacy game. That's another reason why we should get an expansion at Hollywood. Again, I've said that as well. We're getting a new TV show, our TV series. We're getting another game. The fact that they're still investing in the Harry Potter franchise um, tells me that Universal is not done with Harry Potter. And I kind of feel that Hollywood is next in line to get that Harry Potter expansion, whether it's going to be a Diagon Alley, whether it's going to be a Ministry of Magic Land, whether we're going to get Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure or not, whether we're going to get the Hogwarts Express, which we should, because there's clear evidence of it. If they're moving the studio tour back down to the lower lot, it makes perfect sense, um, behind the Mummy, and the fact that Nintendo is so popular, I don't see why we can't get an expansion for Nintendo. I can't see why we can't get an expansion of Jurassic World. I can't get, understand why we can't get an expansion of Harry Potter out here in Hollywood. Yes, Hollywood is a smaller park. I am not disagreeing with that. But why would Universal Studios Hollywood and why would Mark Woodbury, the chairman of the theme parks, why would Comcast invest multi-billions of dollars into Hollywood, build two massive 500 room hotels on properties or on property if they weren't ready to expand the theme park? That's the most relevant, interesting question that everyone's scratching their head about. And it makes logical sense. And there's no reason why it should be disapproved on that. So I, you know, I don't know. It's weird. Um, let's see. Chris, you said, whoop, sorry, my bad. I did play the game. I played the first Hogwarts Legacy. At the time, I had a PS5. I got rid of it a long time ago. But I did play the first Hogwarts Legacy, and it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. I had a blast playing it. So, it kind of reminded me of oh my god, there was a game I used to play in high school, and even in middle school. It's still online today. It's called RuneScape, and it's kind of like it's kind of like Hogwarts Legacy to a point, and it's like an open map form, kind of like Skyrim, and it's just open map, and it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. I really enjoyed it a lot. So, but I want to thank everybody for joining tonight's live stream. Again, smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And you can find me, Theme Park Conductor, on YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor. You can find me on X at Theme Conductor. You can also find me every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Um, on Conductor Thursday live streams. So that whether I'm solo or I have amazing guests like Theme Park Wizard, Orange Grove 55, uh, George the Italiano, I have Mr. Webba, I've had Tommy Toon World multiple times, and I've even had Mondo on the show from Five Fires, and I had just up to recently I had Capture the Magic on the show, and Chastain's in LA. I had him on the show as well, and future guests are going to be coming on the show, and I cannot wait to have them on the show to talk about Universal. Universal, I kind of feel is making the moves right now. Disneyland is making moves, but Universal, I just kind of feel is better prepared for the expansions they want to bring. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, thank you guys so much for joining tonight's live stream. I really honestly do appreciate it. And again, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on my socials, which all my links are down below in the description. And I will see you guys next Thursday on Conductor Thursday live stream. Everyone have a great night. Be safe, be kind, stay warm or stay cool wherever you might be.